Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho. Sorry about that. Good Dag. Welcome back to CFC TV. Don't really know why I just thought that was funny, but I'm not in a great mood because I know I've made a video about this a few weeks ago after the Southampton defeat? I think so. But it's about Jose, obviously. There's been a lot of talk going on in the media that Chelsea are considering replacements such as Guardiola and other people. And the question is it made up by the media, like 99% of the stories are, even if it's well-established newspapers and online websites or whatever? Or is there actually some truth behind it? Because it is being said that if we do not beat Liverpool on Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, next weekend anyways, Jose will be sacked. The thing is, even though I don't know if it's true or if it's just a rumor made up by the media, I somehow can see it happening, but I just don't want it to happen because I think we couldn't do anything more stupid right now at this point. As I said in the last video where I talked about this, there is no better replacement. Not Guardiola, not Ancelotti, because he probably wouldn't even come back. Not Simeone, nobody. There's nobody out there that is better than Jose Mourinho, especially for Chelsea. Because I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I want the manager to love the club. It very, very rarely happens. Guardiola loved Barcelona. Heinkes probably loved Bayern Munich. Klopp definitely loved Dortmund. There are just some coaches that just love their club. And it's very rare, and even more rare, that it's a top club with possibly, or in my opinion, the best manager in the world. So even if something is going wrong, the performance of the team, everything is going wrong at the moment, let's admit it. Taking that away means so much more than changing the manager. Like, I know people are saying he's lost the dressing room, and yeah, maybe he lost it with some players, or he just had a fallout with one or two players, maybe three. But not gonna lie, there's no player except maybe John Terry I have on the back who I would put over Jose Mourinho. No player. And I wouldn't put John Terry over Jose Mourinho at this point because John Terry is very near the end of his career. So that wouldn't really make sense. So there is no player in our team that I would put over Jose Mourinho. So no matter who it is, if it's Hazard, if it's Courtois, if it's Costa, I don't care. I would put Jose Mourinho over anyone. So if the problem is a player, then get rid of the player. Don't get rid of Jose. And if the problem is two players, get rid of two players. I know this might sound a little bit hypocritical because we support the team that plays on the pitch. But the way the team have been playing, they might as well not play. So some of the players have contributed about as much as Jose Mourinho standing on the touchline. I'm not just talking about the players that have been benched all season. And you know, he is such a big part of this club. He's by far the most decorated manager in our history. In a history of 110 years. 110 years. And he has created something at this club. When he was here for the first time, everyone was like, yeah, Mourinho's team. We were possibly, or debatably, the best team ever in the Premier League. We're holding the points record. We're holding the least goals conceded. And I'm not sure, do we hold the goals for... Not with him, but with Ancelotti. I'm not sure if we hold the record for the most goals scored. I'm not sure about that. but we like got more points than the Arsenal Invincibles. Possibly, that was the best team ever in the Premier League. And up until the point in 2012 where we won the Champions League, that was part of his team that he created in 2004, or started creating in 2004, that won us the Champions League in 2012. Didier Drogba, John Terry. I know he didn't play the final, but still. Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole. I know Ashley Cole just arrived towards the end of Jose's era, but still, he made him part of that team. No one else would have been able to get Ashley Cole to sign for Chelsea from Arsenal. I think so, anyways. And obviously Peter Cech. And there's other players like Mikel. Am I right in saying Mikel was brought in by Mourinho? I'm not sure, actually. He might know. I'm sorry. But still, so many players that he brought in that sort of were the spine of the club. Drogba, Lampard, Terry, Ashley Cole, Peter Cech. All of them. They were the spine of the team. I know we had players that played very well that season. Cahill, David Luiz, Mata. Also Kalou to a certain point because he scored the winner at Benfica. But still, the spine was Jose's. So even though he was gone for 8 years at that point, no, he left in 5 years. Sorry, but still, 5 years since he left, it was still his team, or the spine of his team that won us the Champions League 5 years later. So what makes you think? What makes you even believe and come up with the idea to sack him? We can't do anything more stupid. We need a little bit of stability. I completely agree that some of the stuff he's done this season was absolutely stupid. First, the Ivo Caneiro thing. Second, playing Ivanovic constantly. And third, just how he deals with things at the moment. With the media and... he knows who he is and he knows what a reaction he creates. So maybe sometimes he should take a step back and not rant around. But, he's a human being. He's being followed by people for 25 minutes through London, back to his home. And then the media making it out as he pushed over a 14 or 15-year-old kid. Which, first of all, that kid seemed a lot older to me anyways. I'm not sure if that's true. He looked a good bit taller than Jose Mourinho. And he definitely didn't push him to the floor. He just pushed him away because he's been following him for 20-25 minutes. I mean, I would push someone that is following me for that long. Not gonna lie. His dad is suffering from illness. He's apparently slowly passing away at the moment. He's had brain surgery. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in that man's life. Like, and then he's constantly under pressure. Like, everybody's throwing stuff at him. Like, just give the man a break. Just let him work. I mean, Chelsea had the lowest point, like the worst start in our Premier League history. And then the media still can't stop kicking us. I mean, leave us fucking alone. Kick Man United for beating Everton, but then playing shit a week later in Moscow. Or a few days later. Or just talk about someone else. I don't care. Don't talk about us. Talk about someone else. We're not the most important team right now. We're 15th. We're not getting relegated. We're not winning the league. So talk about someone else. You can talk about us when we're winning 10 games in a row. Then you can talk about us. Obviously, the media have to cover it if the champion is doing that badly. But just give us a little bit of a break, I urge everyone out there, every Chelsea fan, just to stick by Mourinho. It doesn't matter if you think he's lost the dressing room, because if you lose the dressing room, you can still get it back. It's like having a fight with your girlfriend. You can still sort it out. And we just have to stick by him. He's the best manager in the world, and he's 100% the best manager for this club because he loves this club. Remember 2 seasons ago when we beat Liverpool where Gerrard slipped? and we basically took away their title hopes. How he came up to their waist then and was like hitting the chest, like the crest and like the badge. No other manager has ever done that for us, at least not that I'm aware of, and not in recent history, for that's for sure. Well, Di Matteo might have, but he was only here for 6 months or something. But just stick by Mourinho. Just give him a chance. I know I've been saying give him a chance since August basically, but it won't make it better. Look at what Klopp has been doing the last 3 games. Not that I'm saying Klopp is a bad manager or nothing, but he's drawn the last 3 games. Away at Spurs, no complaints. Should you beat a 10-man Rubin Kazan at home? Yes. Should you win after you go 1-0 up in the 77th minute at home to Southampton? Yes. But so if a new manager comes in, the likelihood of him succeeding straight away is so small. In England, we don't have a winter break. Like in Germany, they have almost 2 months or 1.5 months of complete break. The players go on holiday, then they have another basically pre-season like we do in the summer. So in Germany, a new manager in the winter can easily be sorted out. But in the Premier League, I know it's worked Di Matteo. I know that. And to a certain extent, we have to admit it also worked with Benitez, because we did play better after Di Matteo was gone. But I can't see it working after Jose Mourinho is leaving the club. That just wouldn't make sense. So stick by him. He will get us out of this. He has never been in this position either. It's new for him as well. So he has to figure out how to solve this situation. I don't know of any manager except Alex Ferguson that has been in the situation, being a top manager, not your club not performing, not winning, and still being given the chance of working and continuing your job and getting them back to the top. I can't think of anyone else. Like, who? I don't know. At least in recent history, that's for sure. And why should Mourinho not be able to get us out of this? Yeah, so we have one bad season, and what? As long as we finish top, and even if we don't finish top 4, of course it will be horrible not to play in the Champions League. But what can you do about it? It's much more important that we get. I'm not sure if it's much more important actually, but it kind of is more important to get stability into the club and look for the long-term success. Then if we sack Mourinho now, whoever we get will not stay longer than 2 seasons. I can guarantee you that. It doesn't matter if it's Guardiola, it doesn't matter if it's Ancelotti, it doesn't matter. And then the same story as what happened after Mourinho left in the first place will happen again. Manager after manager after manager. And that will not help us at all. I know we've won a lot of things, but it doesn't help us. We need stability. We basically were a new club somehow after Roma took over. Like, we weren't used to having players like this. I know in the 90s, like, Schillig came in and Zola was there and like amazing players, but not things like getting players for £50 million. And obviously that was also down to football not being as expensive, but still, we weren't used to that. So it was very different from one day to another, basically. And then we had this, like, we somehow got used to sacking managers. Like, it wasn't even a big deal for us anymore. Let's be honest. But now we need to be that big club that has the financial situation to spend money on big players, to be the club that can sign big players, that is able to win trophies year after year after year. But we need stability as well. We need a manager, a board, an owner that work together to get us to that goal of being a stable club that wins trophies year after year. It doesn't have to be the Premier League year after year. Of course, that's all what we want. It doesn't have to be the Champions League 3 times in 5 years or 3 times in 8 years or whatever. But we need stability. And that's very important. So I hope none of this is true. And I still hope that we beat Liverpool. Like, I'm not saying, yeah, let's hope Jose doesn't get sacked if if we don't beat Liverpool. So let's try not to beat Liverpool and see what happens. But let's just beat Liverpool and let's just get this problem out of the way anyhow. So this talk can't even rise again on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is. Let's just not even mention it because we just beat Liverpool. Simple as that. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I have no idea how we're gonna do that, especially against the hard-working Liverpool side on the club, which they are, even after 3 games only. And obviously, let's hope we can beat Stoke tomorrow night as well. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be able to do a review because I heard it's not broadcasted. I'm not sure if it is. So yeah, just stick by Mourinho and you know, keep the blue flag flying high.